Okay, so as I was stating with the modifiers, discontinued, I think is where I left off, is that I had years ago, a friend of mine was in having hysterectomy and coded on the table. So at that point, the doctor had to stop the hysterectomy. But in all reality, the doctor could actually get 100%, but the doctor put a 53 on the hysterectomy code. That way, the insurance company knows that they had to terminate that procedure. Okay. We also have codes here that you may see, or modifiers that you may see. I always give the example of surgical care only when, let's say, you're working for possibly an orthopedic physician, and that physician only did the surgical care. This patient's insurance changed, let's say, and they had to go to post-operative somewhere else. They went to preoperative management to maybe an internal medicine doctor. So what happens is they submit that surgery code, and that's divided up three different ways. Of course, the surgery itself is going to get more money. But all of these, the reason you put the modifiers on them is to give further explanation of that CPT code, and it helps with the insurance company know what they need to charge and who gets the money. So we have stage procedures. You will see this, let's say somebody comes in and has a mastectomy, and they know that they want to have to return to the operating room for a stage procedure for maybe reconstruction. So we're going to have a 58. 59 modifier is probably the most overused modifier that you will see. And we're just going to, sometimes we'll have repeat procedure. The biggest thing on these, make sure you look, it says procedure, not E&M, okay? Um, we have unrelated procedures, so these are all procedures. All right, so I am going to close out the appendix section. And let's go back to your assignment. I'm going to pull that up. So we talked about modifiers. And make sure you ask me questions on Monday, because we did go through some of these. Remember the postoperative global period, 10 days for small surgery, 90 days for larger ones. This could be a hysterectomy, a total knee. Anything that is a major surgery is going to have a 90-day global. So that means they can't charge anything a day before and 90 days after that surgery. It's all included in the one price. To code a bilateral procedure as two separate codes that include the same surgical approach, that's unbundling. So that would be how I gave you the example of carpal tunnel surgery on the right and left wrist. That would be if somebody would code the right wrist and the left wrist both instead of putting that modifier 50. So trying to get paid 100% for each code. So that's what you would do for the unbundling. Okay, I'm not going to go through that. So that was that section there. Okay, so I am going to go through this part of the homework. One thing to keep in mind that this book did not adjust to 2021 CPT codes. So they really needed a new edition and they didn't have one. So even though you have some answers here, they're not going to be correct. So what I did, I pulled up the CPT book. We're in the E&M section. And if I look at A, so I am going to have you make sure you do these on your own. Yes, you have the answers, but to be honest, they're not all correct. So let's just kind of look at the first couple. So this first one here, we have a level 3 detailed history, and these are all new patients. So they're going to be in this new patient section. So 202 through 205. So with this, we have, remember, our history and examination do not matter. We're looking at low complexity. So this one does match up, 99203, because we have low complexity medical decision making. Let's look at B. We have straightforward decision making. So that's going to be now a 99202. And then I'll let you try to figure out this one yourself. And you're just looking at the decision making. So now when I go to established, all right, we have low complexity decision making, which this one here is going to change because it's low level decision making to a 99213. I'll have you do the other two them yourself also. See what answer you come up with, B and C. All right, so then here we have different. I really do want you to try to figure these out. I have the answers for you, which are fantastic. So 99211, we have that here. You'll have to see if this is correct, straightforward decision making, 99202. But then we get into different ones. We have observation. We have 99222. Let's just look to see what that is. Some of these are a little bit out of order. Here we go. Initial hospital care. That means the initial time that the hospital or the doctor did the H&P, history and physical. So with these, you need all three key components. And I'm going to explain this more on Monday. I don't really want to go into detail on this in the video. So I'm going to bypass that. I'll go through the rest of the E&M on Monday. The other thing that I want you to remember is this says chapter 6, but it is not, it's actually chapter 13 on your book. They just changed the chapters on us, but it's the exact same information. So keep that in mind. So we did go through these. Next one. Computer's a little slow here, which I just had up. Sorry about that. So these are going to be the surgery ones. All right, so we are looking at 6.4, which actually is going to be 12 or 13.4. And this gets to more of your different surgery. So I have down A, all right, and that is integumentary system. We're going to skip that one because these are all 13.4, 13.5. So some of these, and I'll probably give you a few days. I'm going to do these in Zoom. I'd rather go through these with you in Zoom. So we will work through these problems come Monday. So hopefully I've give you a good enough background on the E&M section and just CP in general, CPT in general. So one thing I do want you to do that I think it's going to be an awesome help, and it would be like something that would be on your exam. And I thought I went ahead and had you do it, but I didn't see it. It could be in the first part, but it's going to be on page 165 since you didn't have to do much. But what I want you to do is 13.2, and this would be something you would have on your test. So, like 99231, they want to know, is that a chest x-ray? Is that anesthesia, subsequent supplies and materials, routine OB care, CBC? Okay, keep in mind, you can look up these in that CPT book also. But this is something that you're going to probably have to start memorizing, unfortunately, for your exam, your certified medical assisting exam. So even if I go to any of these here, I have all these different categories. So if I wanted to pick up a 99231, so you could go this way here, 99231 is in this category here. You could click that 99231. It's going to be right in here. And use this arrow. and it gives you what it is, subsequent hospital care. I use the back arrow, it's going to take you back to this. Again, these are E and M's. Now, if I want to know chest x-ray, remember I talked about that. So you as an MA, you're going to have to know what is a chest x-ray. Well, it's radiology. Okay. So those are different things that you need to start memorizing, and it shouldn't be too difficult, but we will, like I said, go over more of these. I know quite a bit of video, but sometimes it helps to do the video. I will talk about it this upcoming Monday, and make sure you have questions ready for me. And I'll see if I can come up with some easier problems just so you have the hand of how to use this electronic CPT book. If anybody has questions this week, please let me know.